Asia, the largest and the most populated continent on Earth. A land so vast, it covers almost a third of the land on Earth, which is huge. But what if I told you this name hides a secret? A secret about identity, about history, and how you see yourself. Because Asia didn't start as a continent. It was just a very small place. So how did it become the biggest region on Earth? Welcome to Cuentos Sandboxing. Hi guys, I'm Luna and I'm gonna tell you a story in English to see every story in 360 degrees. Are you ready? Let's go! Let's go back 4,000 years to Mesopotamia. Back then, people keep things simple. Where the sun rises, they call it Asu. And where the sun sets, they call it Arab. Later, the Phoenician, master trader of the Mediterranean, took these words with them on their maps. As they sailed further and further, the idea of Asu spread, and slowly Asu became Asia. So originally, Asia and Europe weren't continents at all. They were just direction. One meant sunrise, the other meant sunset. But when we get to ancient Greece, something changed. The Greeks misunderstood the idea. They thought Asu wasn't just a direction, but an actual place. So they gave it a name, Asia. And the Romans, they just kept using it. But the real turning point came with Alexander the Great. As he conquered eastward, this small regional name expanded with him. From Turkey to Persia, all the way to India. And just like that, Asia started getting bigger and bigger. In the Middle Age, Europeans began mapping the world differently. They divided into 3 parts: Arab, Africa, and Asia. And Asia was placed at the top. This wasn't just geography. They called it this direction the Orient, which literally means where the sun rises. In their minds, the beginning of the world was in the east. Paradise, the Garden of Eden, was believed to be in Asia. So people didn't just look east, they even prayed facing that direction. It became sacred. But at the same time, it was also unknown. Medieval maps fill Asia with strange creatures. Because no one really knew what was there. So knowledge about the East didn't come from reality, but from stories, myths, and legends, a world imaginated. But then, something changed. Asia was no longer just sacred. It became rich. Europe was struggling, limited resources, constant hardship. But the East, it was imagined as a land full of gold and opportunity. Asia became a temptation. And when a place represents the sacred, the unknown, and the wealth, there's only one thing people do. They go. They head to the East. By the 16th century, the world was finally connecting. Matteo Ricci arrived in China. He created a map, 寰宇萬國全圖. And on it, Asia was translated as Asia. But here's the thing. People in Main China had no idea they lived in Asia. They called their world Tin Ha, all under heaven. As exploration expanded, the world became connected. But it wasn't just trade routes. It was a worldview, spreading across the globe. For the first time, people in the East saw themselves on a global map. And that position was called Asia. But one question remained. Where does Asia end? Because Europe and Asia are actually connected. Then, in the 18th century, Peter the Great stepped in. He wanted Russia to be seen as European. But most of his land was in Asia. So, a decision was made. A line was drawn, the Ural Mountain, separating Europe and Asia. And that line? It wasn't natural. It was political. Asia started as a direction, then became a place, then a continent, and eventually an identity for billions of people. But have you ever thought, when you say Asian, you think you're describing a group of people, but actually, you are just using a direction from thousands of years ago. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. Feel free to comment down below. Share it with someone. And subscribe for more stories like this. I will see you in the next one. Bye!